Ladies and gentlemen, you're most welcome back to the Gimle tournament. This is your host Eric for the GMODISM channel, and this, my ladies and gentlemen, is one of the most anticipated battles in the Gimle tournament ever. Today, we will have two ships who never lost a battle ever in the Gimle tournament, and they will face each other. This is the first battle of the winners bracket semi-finals. Now, it's not the grand semi-finals, it's the winners semi-final, which means that the semi-finals of the ships that never lost a battle ever. Of course, the losers bracket's champion will be able to compete for the winning spot as well, which we'll be seeing later. But it's a good likelihood that any of these ships will be the final winner. So, what are our combatants? We have Dalsha's ship, the Pelagornis Overlord. 2.2 million, 1,700 firepower, some of it missiles, but basically it's a big laser pointer. A big laser pointer absolutely covered in shields and propellers for redundancy. We have a thick frontal shield of just not dying, and we have a serious laser system here. This is a continuous laser, so if we do dive into this thing and just ride back until we can find a laser component, and it's just filled with armor all the way here. And here we can see the laser requires 450,000 power to run. It's a Q0 laser, so it's a continuous laser, which this is extreme laser, my ladies and gentlemen. This is a very extreme laser. We do also have some beautiful little kinetic missiles to annoy the shit out of enemy seaways systems and stuff like that. But other than that, it's a thick laser pointer which has loads of heavy armor wedges and wood. It's frontal armor. This thing is pretty sturdy. It's pretty sturdy indeed. And its challenger is none other than the Project 24711, the Arc Lancer. And the Arc Lancer, is built by Starreach, and it is also a 2.2 million ship, or at least was some updates ago, but that doesn't matter. It is mostly an APS ship. It has 2,125 firepower. Both of these are front-sider airships. Has a tiny bit of missile. It has a decent laser, to be honest. It's a pretty strong laser. Some backup packs and a big APS system. So as you can see in the core here, we have the laser system. We have a big old laser system going back to the base here. Just to compare, this laser only requires 130,000 power to run, not 480,000 or whatever it was. It's a pretty strong laser nonetheless. We have also, of course, as said, some other weapons, and they are within here somewhere. We'll see. Maybe we can, yeah. If we just go into this thing, you can see here we have it. We do have a expected muzzle velocity 1,200 meters per second. It's an armor-piercing frag shell. So yeah, it's gonna spam some frags. I'm just curious, what are these dots? Why are there dots here? So we have like a metal block that is made super tiny. If you didn't know this, you can like you can use the mimic empty instead. And, whoops, yeah, okay, never mind. Okay, where are you? Okay, now it doesn't want to hide the original mesh. Okay, it's bugging out, what the hell. Anyways, there is a block called Mimic Empty, which you can use to have nothing. But this is not a tutorial. We should get into the combat. Here we have the pack turrets, by the way. Are they all EMP? Yeah, the tiny EMP spamming. It's possible they'll switch around with breadboard and stuff later. That's possible. Strike upon the enemy with hellfire. Control room. Isn't that very uplifting? Well, we should get to the combat. This is a very, very interesting battle. As said, the first of the semi-finals for the winners bracket. So let's go. Here we have them, the glorious combatants, the Pelagornis Overlord on the left and the Project 24/711 Arc Lancer on the right. So let us start the battle. They are spawned on 200 meters of elevation. And you can see we are exchanging red lasers here. Red lasers is the best laser color. I think it's gonna depend a lot on who is gonna lace who the fastest. We can see that Pelagornis Overlord is in the lead by some percentage here. But we can see them packs and APS coming in there. Oh man, lots of blocks are falling off there. But I think the total health of the Arc Lancer is a good bit lower. Oh, it's only a few percentages difference. It's too early to really say anything here. Oh wow, the super min-max laser of the Pelagornis Overlord is definitely melting things. Look at that, we have so much fire all over the place. Heavy armor is being shredded off, peeled off like onion, and... oh, never mind. The Project 24/711 doesn't use a red laser. It looked kind of like that. It uses its characteristic pulse laser. And the pulse laser, as you can see, is doing pretty good penetration. It's basically working as a penetrative APS. You can see a little streak of blocks is just falling off like that. So it's working pretty well. But the Pelagornis Overlord is definitely in the lead here. Look at this. And yeah, I forget it actually has 3 laser outputs, which is super smart. Because that adds a lot of redundancy. It's at 94%. It looks like it's absolutely untouched. I think that the Project 24/711's APS systems are a bit hurt. Look at that. We have like 80% health versus 94. And this is a best of 3 as always. The loser of this battle is not completely eliminated. After we have our 3 battles, we'll know which is the strongest one. And the loser will be in the losers bracket and will have the chance of competing again. Which can happen. There's always a certain amount of luck in the matchup, but we can see by now the Pelagornis Overlord has dominated the first battle, or the first round. Look at that. Project 24/711 is losing a lot of health and melting away like that. Can't keep its nose towards the enemy anymore. Pelagornis Overlord by Dalsha as it is still at 94%, just very impressive. Well, was it just luck, or is this a representative of all of the battles? We shall see. Let's load up the next battle. Round 2, here we are. So let us get this battle started. Pelagornis Overlord, basically having one weapon and some teaser missile, is firing a lot. Project 24-7-11 is once again not in the lead, but it is very close so far. I believe it is a lot where those initial APS blasts are hitting, because you can see we have blocks dropping off from all different spaces. Excuse me, and then we are having... Okay, we're gonna use this camera. These ships are so incredibly unlaggy that we don't have to play this in degraded mode, and we are even running it at full game speed, even though there are 2.2 million ships. That's because they have a lower block count, but I think most importantly it's because both of them have like no sub-objects, or very few sub-objects compared to many of the other contestants. 94 versus 97 percentages. It is close in the early stages of the battle, but I do think perhaps that the Project 24-7-11 has a little bit less protection against, or I mean perhaps not less protection. The laser that the Pelagornis Overlord is bringing in, I mean this laser is really scary. A big gal laser. Wow, this is 400k laser. That's like the laser uses more engine power than most people's battleships does. Like only the laser. It's completely insane. Very strong design. 95 versus 87 percentages. Oh my. I think we are gonna have a winner here. I think the Pelagornis Overlord, she is gonna win this thing. Dalsha will be very happy. Oh my. Look at that. We lost the spinal laser output here in the middle. Isn't that crazy? Look at that. Fires all over the place. This is indeed a brutal fight. Pelagornis Overlord once again at 94 percentages. Has gained a 10% lead. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. I think this was one of the fastest battle in the history of the tournament. Wow, that's I don't know if it's the fastest. I think we had faster, but it's one of the faster ones, man. Look at that. Well, the Project 24-7-11 ain't dead yet, but at 72 percentages, I don't think it has great chances of winning this. What an epic battle. .68 percentages, swiftly touched by the funny number here. And going towards despawn territory very, very soon. Look at that. 62 percentages. This laser is absolutely crazy, man. Wow, these missiles are so off. Why are they so off? And there it goes down. 56 percentages. It's gonna despawn before it hits the water, probably. No, it's not gonna. It's officially dead before it hits the water, but it's gonna take some time to despawn, of course. Oh well. Big congratulations to Dalsha. The Pelagornis Overlord is the winner of this semi-final battle between two ships that never lost a battle ever. And you may think that the Arclans, the Project 24-7-11 that is got defeated fast. Well, do keep in mind that it never lost a battle before this battle. This battles. Anyways, let's just for fun see if the Pelagornis Overlord can handle two 24-7-11s. There we have it. Let's just get this battle going. Incredible, incredible. So now we can't fire at them both, right? So it's gonna be interesting. We can even run this at like decent game graphics, which is absolutely insane. It's gonna be interesting to see our Pelagornis Overlord. What a ship, ladies and gentlemen. This is amazing. Let's see if we can take on 2 Project 24/7-11s. I don't think it will. I don't think it will, but I don't know. Since it's basically getting flanked, and as we've seen for most evasive airships, being flanked is a big killer for most participants' designs. Yeah, the game speed is like running at full speed. I don't know. I think we should go and oops. Oh no. Yeah, sorry about that. We accidentally restarted the battle. But that doesn't matter because this battle is of course just for fun. It doesn't carry official weight. By the way, for this battle I spawned the airships at an elevation of 200 meters, both, you know, sides, every ship. So if you were wondering that, now you know. Now we have... basically, we don't have much better game speed. Okay, well... we can see these pulse lasers really dig in here. Yeah, we do have much better game speed. Quite predictably, the Project 24/7-11s has gained the lead. Pelagornis Overlord has some serious trouble upkeeping its engine power. You can see the shields are flickering all the time, and yeah, we have APS and lasers and packs popping in here all over the place. And we're being quite flanked, look at that. Shedding propellers. Well, I must say it fights well. It fights well. Keeping both of them are basically at 95%, so it's grilling both of them with its lasers. Very impressive. But naturally, we are completely outnumbered in terms of firepowers and materials, so it's a bit much to assume that the Pelagornis Overlord could take 2 Arc Lance class strike lancers. Yeah, complex name. In my files and you know, check out like that, it just accidentally got called Project 24/7-11 as the main name, not its Arc Lance class, which might have been more correct. But, you know, when we start to call something, we'll just have to stick with it for the rest of the tournament. So, the combatants, the Pelagornis on the other side of the camera here is, of course, just called Project 24/7-11 in this tournament, even though Arc Lance class might be more accurate. Yeah. The Project 24/7-11s is not a joke. They are not a joke. They never lost a battle before this video. So, you know, it's no surprise that the Pelagornis Overlord can't beat 2 of them. But, wow, what a battle. I must also say this, if you are not aware of this, you should also check out the GMODISM channel. This is my second channel, and I have weekly From the Depth videos over there. With my series of hot takes, which lately has been kind of a showcase series of things I'm gonna use in the Nether campaign, with some building sections thrown into there and, you know, stuff. Development and whatnot. So if you're into From the Depth, which I guess you are when you're watching this video, you'll need to check out the GMODISM channel. Wow. Anyways, Pelagornis Overlord is still somehow functioning. The matrix of heavy armor is starting to be unraveled. Are we having trouble keeping afloat? It managed to bring down both Project 24-711s to 93%, which is very impressive, by the way. It's very impressive. And it's being evasive like that, so many of those kinetic shells are just missing. Oh well. Of course, was fun to see that the Pelagornis Overlord isn't twice as strong as the Project 24-711, but it is indeed much stronger. So big congratulations again to Dalsha. Much deserved win. Well, thanks a lot for watching. If you liked this video, please leave a like. Now, go and click on the GMODISM channel in bronze if you haven't already, and check out some of my weekly videos over there. This is your host Eric, and I'm signing out until next time. A short but sweet battle this was. Next time I think we'll go to the other semi-final for the winners bracket, which for some strange reason happens to actually have one of my ships in there. What a surprise. Anyways, this is your host Eric, and I am signing out. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.